Well, hello and welcome to lesson 5.4, the distributive property. We've been talking about properties, and today we're going to do the distributive property. Well, we know what the word distribute means. It means to pass out and give things to others. Well, we're going to do the distributive property here with parentheses. We notice that we have 4 times the quantity n plus 5. Well, we can't do n plus 5, so we're going to do the distributive property. Distributive property is where I make an arrow. And I have to take 4, and I have to multiply it times n. Then I bring my addition down. I have to take 4, and I'm going to make my arrow, and I have to take 4 times 5. Well, let's see. 4 times n is 4n, and 4 times 5 is 20. All right, let's try this one. We're going to do the distributive property again. We're going to make an arrow. We're going to take 12 times 2y. So let's write 12 times 2y. We have a minus. We'll write the minus. And then we have to take 12 times 3. All right, 12 times 2y. Well, 12 times 2 would be 24 times y minus 12 times 3 is 36. And we're finished with that one. All right, this time we're going to do a fraction, cut things in half. We're going to take 1/2 times 6y. Don't forget to make your arrows. 1/2 times 6y. I'm going to take 1/2. Forgot my minus. I'm going to take my 1/2 times 2z. Well, if I take half of 6, that would be 3y. And if I would take half of 2, well, that's 1z. I'm going to leave my invisible 1 there. All right, last problem. Let's see. We have lots to distribute here. We're going to take 9 times 6. There's a plus. Then we have to take 9 times x, and then we have another plus 9 times 2. All right, well, let's do all this multiplication. 9 times 6 is 54. Then we had 9 times x. Well, that would be 9x. And last but not least, we had 9 times 2, which is 18. Well, if I look at this problem, I've got 2 constants, 2 numbers by themselves. I can actually add those 2 numbers together. So I would take 54 plus 18 like this. And I'm going to get 8 plus 4 is 12. 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So I'm going to have the answer of, I'm going to put 9x first, and then I'll put my 72. I like to put the variable in the front because I know at the middle school they're going to ask that you put the variable first. All right, see if you can solve these 4 problems for me by doing your arrows and writing your multiplication. Go ahead and pause your video. All right, let's see how you did. All right, make our arrow. We're going to multiply 7 times a plus, and we're going to do 7 times 2. 7 times a is 7a, and 7 times 2 is 14. All right, go to the next one. You should have taken 3 times d. This time we have a minus, and then you're going to distribute the 3 times 11. 3 times d is 3d minus, and 3 times 11 is 33. All right, hopefully you're understanding this a little bit. All right, now we're going to take 12 times a. 12 times a. We have a plus. 12 times 2/3 b. 12 times 2/3 b. All right, 12 times a, that's the easy one. That's 12a. But now I have to take 12 times 2/3. Well, let's take 12 times 2/3 right down here and see what we get. Put 12 over 1. I see that I can simplify right here. 3 goes into both of these. 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 3 once. 4 times 2 is 8 over 1, which we know equals 8. So I have here 8b. Okay, oh, we get to distribute 3 times here. All right, we get to do 7 times 2. And then we have a plus. And then you get to take 7 times 6. And then we have a minus. And then we're going to do 7 times 4d. Okay, let's see. 7 times 2 is 14. And then we have plus 7 times 6. That's 42. And then we have a minus. And 7 times 4d would be 28d. Looks like I have some constants here that are by themselves, so we can actually put these two together. 14 plus 42. So we would do 14 plus 42. Some of us can do that in our heads here. So we should have had the answer 56. This one's minus 28d. Now, if you remember from doing integers, we could actually do a change here and make that a plus, a negative. But we'll wait. We won't do that yet. All right, moving on. We're going to now look at some of these things, and we're going to do something called combining like terms. Well, you know what a term is. We looked at terms earlier in this chapter. Terms are all of the things we're adding together. Okay, those are all the terms. So, for example, this has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. This is 1, 2, 3. The one up here had 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Well, we have things called like terms. If you notice, like terms, these are like terms. These both have x's, so they are alike. These are like terms because they're both just plain numbers. So like terms are things that are similar when you look at the variables or the numbers. Let's just look at the first one here. We're going to combine like terms. Well, I see an x here, so I like to circle that. That's a 3x. There's no symbol in front of my 3x, so I don't have to circle it. I see an x here, so I'm going to circle it. Plus, I have to circle what's in front of it, which is the plus. That helps me know I'm going to combine 3x plus 2x. Well, 3x plus 2x is going to give me 5x. Now I notice I have some like terms. I have some plain numbers. I have a 9, and it's a positive 9, and I have to subtract 5. Well, if I do 9 minus 5, that's going to give me a positive 4, plus 4. Okay, well, let's see here. We're going to combine. These are all y's. We get to combine them. Y plus y plus y. Well, if you remember, there's a hidden number 1 in front of each. 1 plus 1 plus 1 means we have a total of 3 y's. We combined like terms. Ooh, we can't combine anything here yet until we do the distributive property. So if we're going to do the distributive property, let's see if I can get this here to go. We're going to do, let's go ahead and put our 7z right here. And then we're going to distribute, we're going to have a plus. We're going to take it 2 times z. 2 times z. There's my minus. Then we have to distribute 2 times 5y. All right. Well, according to our order of operations, we have to do our multiplying here first. So we have 7z plus 2 times z. Well, that would be 2z minus, and 2 times 5 would be 10 y's. All right, let's see. Do we have any like terms? Oh, this is a z, and there's another z. We have to remember, circle the symbol in front. That's a y, so we can't circle that. 7 z's plus 2 z's would make 9 z's, and we still have a minus 10y. The minus 10y doesn't get to combine with anything because there were no more y's. All right, let's turn it over and look at the backside. All right, let's see if we can combine some terms here. Okay, oh, I see some z's. We have a positive 3z minus, how many? Oh, that's the secret number 1. All right, 3z's minus 1z is 2z's. Now, we still had a number 8 here, so we can either put the 8 in the front like this, or we can do 2z plus 8 this way, because we know addition is commutative. The poor lonely 8 cannot add to anything because there's no like terms. Oh, we get to do a little bit of work on this one. Let's make an arrow. 3 times b plus, and we get to distribute again, 3 times 5. And then we're going to copy everything else down like this. According to order of operations, we have to do our multiplying first. Well, that's 3b. 3 times 5 is 15 plus b plus 2. Ooh, I see some like terms. I see a 3b. There's nothing in front of that one. Here's the b, and it has a plus in front of it. 3b plus, oh, there's that secret number 1. 3b plus 1b would be 4b's. Ah, I have some more like terms. I have a regular number here. I have a positive 15 plus 2. 15 plus 2 would give me 17. So my final answer is 4b plus 17. All right, let's look at our last 2 problems here. It says Jose is X years old. His brother Felipe is 2 years older than Jose. Their Aunt Maria is 3 times as old as Felipe. Write and simplify an expression that represents Maria's age in years. All right, well, let's look here. Jose, he is X years old. We know that. The brother, let's go and do the brother. Felipe is 2 years older. So that means that would be this. We would add 2 years. He's 2 years older. All right, the Aunt Maria. Here we go. Let's see. Maria is 3 times as old as Felipe. Well, if Felipe is this, we have to take that times 3. We could put a times symbol here if we want to, or we don't have to. All right, so write and simplify. So now we have to actually solve it. All right, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do 3 times x plus 2. Distributive property means I'm going to do 3 times x plus distribute 3 times 2. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is 6, and we have a plus. So my final answer is 3x plus 6. All right. Next problem is very similar to the one we just looked at. It says you purchase a remote-controlled drone for $D. Let's put that back there. Your friend purchases a drone that costs $35. Oh, there's that more then. That's plus. Then your drone. Your brother purchases a drone that costs 3 times as much as your friend's drone. Write and simplify an expression that represents the cost in dollars of your brother's drone. Okay, let's go back here. It says you purchased one for D. So let's put you. Yours was D. Your friend, so our next person is the friend. And I think if I recall correctly, your friend was 35 more. Let's see. Your friend purchases a drone that costs 35 more than yours. Well, if yours cost D and they spent 35 more, it would be like that. Now we're going to look at your brother. All right, let's see. Your brother purchases a drone that costs 3 times as much as your friend. Well, here's your friend, so we have to take this times your friend. This is your friend. So we need to keep that in parentheses. All right, looks like we're going to have to do the distributive property here, which is 3d plus 35. We don't have to put the times symbol. We already know that. Let's see. Make our arrow. Distribute 3 times d plus, and then we're going to distribute 3 times 35. 3 times d is 3d, and 3 times 5, I think, is 105. So the final answer is 3d plus 105. We cannot put these two together because they're not like terms. This is a d, and that's a number. All right, you can turn off your video.